So it's Friday, which means it's time for In Case You Missed It. I'm Claire Rees, and with me this week in Adrian's place, I've got the wonderful Lindsey. Hi Lindsey, thanks for joining me today.
Hi.
You can see that we are out and about, and this week we're at the Economic Crime Convention in London. So Lindsey, what have been your key takeaways so far from today?
I think the main one is the passion everybody's got, so just how enthusiastic everybody is. There's so many people here, loads of people I've known for a number of years from across all the different disciplines, you know, the fraud, the financial crime, all sorts of things, and everybody's just really enthusiastic, really wants to fight the good fight and do the right thing, and I think that's just really coming across, the passion of everybody, so that's been like a real key takeaway.
Fantastic, yeah. I know we've both been around for a good number of years now.
Sadly.
One of the questions that was asked in the last session we were in, which was why do you do the job you do, and you are still fighting the good fight, so why are you still doing it, Lindsey, after a few years?
Because I haven't finished yet, I don't think. I'm a bit of a completionist, so I feel like there's still more to do, and I think it always changes, doesn't it? That every day there's something different, and it's exciting, and I'm proud to say what I do, and you know, I don't think all of the world can say that. I like the fact that what we do helps customers in the fraud space. I like the fact that we also fight the customers that are the bad guys.
Yeah.
You know, we get to do a bit of everything. I get to use my legal background and look at regulations and legislation. I get to do a bit of advisory. I get to do lots of networking and meet lots of interesting people and help inform like government policies and things. So yeah, it's just really diverse. I really enjoy it.
Fantastic. I'm just going to pick up on what you said there about using your legal background and looking at the regulations. So the MLR consultation, we're expecting to see some news this year. Are you excited about that, and what are you expecting to
They always like to do it around Christmas, I found. I remember one of the bigger ones came out just in January one year. So I think they just wait for a bit of a lull in what they think is when we're all quieter. No, I think it won't be as progressive as some of us wanted it to be. I think we'll have to see what happens. I think it's quite a challenge to get us where we all want to be, and to be able to create to make changes in the regulation that suit all firms from all sort of sizes.
Yeah.
You know, how do you create regulation that allows the people with smaller firms to be able to do what they need to do and actually be competitive against larger firms that need to scale and do it operationally efficiently? It's quite difficult, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I think again, just picking up on that economies of scale piece, that was another theme from the session that we've just come out of.
Yeah.
And the fact that whoever the firm is, however big you are, and we had the group MLRO from Lloyds Banking Group.
Who doesn't lose sleep.
Who doesn't lose sleep, remarkably. And we had somebody with 800 customers. But the challenges are the same, and the breadth of expectation from the regulator is the same.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things, I do think that's one of the things I've noticed from having come from building societies and smaller firms to a tier one bank. The amount of interaction you have with the regulator, that's one of the key differences for me. I was quite surprised when I came a couple of years ago to feel that interaction with them, but actually I think it's a positive, because you get to show them some of the good stuff that you do, and it's almost less confrontational or difficult to have those conversations, because you build a rapport and a relationship with them, and they get to know you. They also get loads of your packs and your MI and various things, so they kind of get a picture of the firm, and then you can have meaningful conversations, rather than when you're in the smaller place and you've got the call centre as a regulator, as a supervisor. Yeah. That's quite difficult, because you feel quite distant, and then your interactions tend to be when you're in trouble. So
that's a really interesting take on the regulatory relationship, and something I hadn't thought about. And what are you most excited about for next year then, Lindsey?
I think seeing how I cover fraud as well, so seeing how the failure to prevent fraud stuff all pans out, because how the other failure to prevent offences have landed sort of practically in the past has been quite difficult. I'd like to see whether the way the guidance of this one and is worded is slightly different, and I'm just so hoping that we can be a bit more progressive and actually make some more differences, and whether the failure to prevent money laundering actually comes through and stuff. I think there's a lot of interesting changes. Some of the changes to do with the financial crime guide we've still got to implement, and then any kind of like looking at the de-risking stuff as well. So how do you balance the access to cash against groups of customers that have a propensity towards more money laundering, more crime in general? How do you balance that as a commercial organisation?
Fantastic. Plenty to do.
Yeah.
Plenty still to do. You'll be here for a few more years yet then. So that's about it, I think, for today. I think we're out of time, so thanks very much for listening, and don't forget to like and share. See you next week.